Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bobby Mills from Northwest High School. Today we're on Endzone Online. Better add that. And we're going to interview one of the best in the business, Coach Kevin Stein.
Hey,
how are you, sir? Ready to roll?
We are. We're ready to go.
So I dug up this great tidbit, and you probably didn't see it. So I think this is year 13. You're going into year 13, is that right?
Yep.
So you've made the playoffs 8 out of those 13 times.
Yeah.
Whoever came before you, it took 23 years to reach that pinnacle. How about that?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's good.
It did. We had a little bit of turning around that we had to do.
Yeah.
We were,
just 2 years though.
Yeah, it did. It was a long 2 years. But going back to those first couple of years, I mean, we didn't have many kids out.
No.
Those guys that were here wanted to be here. They worked their tail off, but we just didn't have the culture ready to go yet and stuff like that. And then finally we had that good class come through and kind of crack the seal and we did all right. So we really started out here, went up, we kind of took a little dip, and then now we've kind of stayed in the right zone.
And yeah, absolutely. And now everybody expects Kevin Stein coach football teams to qualify.
Boy, we got them.
No, really.
We got them fooled.
Yeah, right. But the culture's been built. I wish fans would realize that it takes a while to turn the program around, and get kids out and believing. Yeah. But it didn't take long here, so.
And it can turn them back around like that. It takes a long time to get here.
Yeah.
And it can go back. So fortunately, knock on wood, we haven't had to fight that yet.
Yeah, just like poison, though. It's easy. Losing is contagious. So.
Yeah.
So how about your coaching staff this year? I haven't heard about any adds or subtracts.
Yeah, well, Coach Harper was with us last year in the defense, and he's no longer with us. But Jeff Einek's been with us. I want to say 9-10 years, maybe. The first couple of years, he was still finishing up some stuff, so we didn't have him. So he's a Northwest grad, played college ball, able to come back here and start his family and his career and stuff like that. And so he's been an incredible loyal soldier. Kids will run through a wall for him. He's a great dude. He knows exactly what he wants to do and stuff like that. So that's wonderful. With that and so with that kind of departure, we added a Kyle Carter. He came over.
Jeff told me. How about that, man?
I tell you
what an addition.
That was nice of him to share with us. No, Kyle's great. And what's so awesome is that when I was talking to Coach Tomlin about him, is how he says great dude, stand-up guy, works his tail off, prepared, and he's like, I'm glad for him because that's where he wants to be, and I'm glad for him. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's just, what a blessing to miss him, but give him your blessing. So he's run our defensive backs, original Oregon guy. So played defensive back there, played in the Shrine Bowl, kind of knows the ropes, coached linebackers for Coach Tomlin. So we're excited to have him. And then we had another nice addition that Coach Bombeck's been with me the whole time with offensive line for the whole 13 years.
Yeah, no kidding.
So since principal retired, assistant principal moved up. He's been running our connections, so now he's our assistant principal. So unfortunately, we lose him, but good for him.
Yeah,
awesome for him.
Just like Tom.
And we were able to replace another legend in Diane Rose, her teaching job with a Noah Journey, who is an offensive line guy that played underneath Coach Cool at Kearney.
He did. Yes.
So a couple nice additions by some good subtractions.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that is a good addition.
Yeah.
I thought Carter played at Boone Central, but it is Ord. Oh, what a
I could be wrong.
No, I think you're right.
Yeah.
The difference between, memories.
I don't know. It's something red and white, red and black.
So I hate to bring this up, but man, it'd be an understatement to say that there were injuries last year. Man. And played through them, but the silver lining in that is younger kids got to play.
You bet.
And so were they young kids or needless to say they're on board now with experience.
Absolutely. Last year we just couldn't get away from it, and then you play a schedule like we played. When you lose to number 1, number 2, number 4, number 5, number 5 twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
thanks. And then got beat number 6, number 7, and we were And besides the playoff game where we were just on fumes, that was the only game that got away from us.
I know, that's terrible.
We feel like we should have, could have, would have, should have against a Scottsbluff and then Aurora and the first Waverly game. And stuff like that.
I was there.
So,
yes.
so stuff like that, so we had to. But yeah, we had some kid, some seniors that had to step into other roles, but for the most part, the sophomores and juniors had to step in for the Aiden Davies, the Sam Hartmans, that we lost Gibby for a game, and Caden DeLosh and those kind of things.
I wish he had a whole bunch of gibbies.
Ugh.
That game I saw him play, I mean, those touchdown runs, and where'd this kid? Oh, I know where he came from.
He's one of those guys that I kind of forgot about him. He's one of those kids that I've always told myself I'd never really hire a coach right out of high school, just because they need to go off, experience things, whatever, and they're just not mature enough. When I found out he's going to stay here in town, he's got a nice business here that he runs on his own.
I couldn't believe that.
He's awesome. He's such a worker.
He's in the paper.
Take classes here. I mean, he's great. And so I said, hey, you want to come out and coach? Like, yeah. So he's coaching our freshman linebackers.
He would, yeah, and he knows. I bet they love it.
I wish those freshman guys really understood what he was as a player.
Boy.
Not enough of him in the world.
I liked it. I really liked it. So, how about your offense? Is it the defensive line where you really have some guys coming back?
Yeah.
The front
I
four?
would say, if you had to say, on paper, what should be better?
Right.
On paper, our defense does. When you can return, all four linemen, our two inside linebackers were like, second, third-ish string last year, but due to all the injuries, they played a ton, and then they started a bunch of games. Return both our outside linebackers, return a safety, return a corner, and even another corner that played quite a bit. So on paper, defensively we're there. Offensively, we had two kind of stalwarts maybe in Brock Zobel and Spencer Snodgrass. Those are the kids that we've hung our hats on here for a couple of years, and we're excited about them. And they know the ropes. They're great at bringing along the others. So they're those are the two that kind of have the time. And Isaiah Esco will play there some. They'll start at inside linebacker. So kind of those three are stalwarts there. So up front.
How about your all-stater? How do you pronounce that kid's last name? He's Isley.
Lee.
That's
I-S-L-E-E.
How many outside linebackers run a 10-100?
Yeah.
That kid's.
He ran sub 11. He's ran sub 11-1. I want to say 4 times last year.
Yeah.
Throws a shot 50-foot. 3-time state medalist in the state wrestling meet.
Is he a good kid to work with?
Oh, jeez.
Boy,
so all sorts of colleges. It's just been, last spring and this fall, just been like constant people stopping in and all this stuff and everything. And their always thing is like character. First of all, hey, can I get his transcripts? What is his character?
Yes.
How good is he at other sports? And
do they ask that question? Kids don't believe that.
Oh.
You bet
they don't care they do care how tall they are, but they kind of care how much they weigh, how much their ceiling, what can he weigh. But then they're like, wait a second, you run a sub 11-1 and you run 50-foot, you're a 3-time medalist, blah, blah, we have some other kids that are that way. That they're like, we'll teach him how to play like we want to play.
That's right. And the character thing's big,
Leads are
tell you that.
Absolutely. Leads are FCA. I always say he's goofy. That's my thing is he's goofy. I mean, he is just fun-loving, easy-going, wants to play every play. It doesn't care if he's on first O, first D, if it's scout defense, he's out there. If it's scout offense, he's out there. He just is fun to play with.
I've heard of opposing offenses say it's no fun to run against him because it's hard to get around. That's for sure.
He's finally put on some weight because each year in wrestling he's had a cut. Now he's going to wrestle heavyweight for us, so he has no concerns. So I don't know if he'll run 11-1 if he starts to put on this weight, but he'll still run fast.
What is he going to check in right now?
Just short of 230.
That's improved.
Yeah.
And
it's nice that we have an Owen Harv and a Spencer Snodgrass down inside who are exceptionally good, and a Zach Hovey, we'll play Brock there a little bit. And then on the other side we have Cooper Garrett is a couple year starter at the other defensive end, 6'4", 230-ish. He's real good. Joe will play in there a little bit. So it's not like that we have just this one kid up there.
Oh,
so,
no.
So hopefully, he'll get a lot of double teams, but he'll get a lot of singled up a lot too.
So you're going to have 1,000-yarder this year? It doesn't seem to be a big deal, Northwest.
It does. I tell you, we're kind of a believer in, if that kid's going to be a stud running back, he's going to play a ton of defense.
Yeah.
And then we're going to, by committee, we'll have a lot of rushing yards really between two kids. Tyler Douglas and Nathan Karkoski are both really special.
Good.
I mean, they could end up at an 800 and a 600, or a 700 and a 700, a 900, And so they might not make your list,
But still.
but maybe we can maybe hopefully we can get a 2,000 tandem. How about 1,500 tandem?
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
You don't see them often. Oh,
No.
yeah.
So we like them both.
Heck yeah. So, what do you think of your schedule? Same old stuff, isn't it? Did you ask to play Scott?
No.
I was gonna say,
Do I ask to get punched in the face?
Coach Stein, but what a great thing. And
Yeah.
who opens tougher than Aurora?
Yeah.
And, oh my goodness.
People ask me like, "Hey, how you guys gonna be this year?" I said, "Well, I'll tell you after the first 2 weeks."
Yeah, that's right.
And there's a chance that we are a very, very good team and could be 0-2. Yeah. I mean, real good chance.
It never bothers Larry Martin at all.
No.
Does it? He can go 0-5 and still make the playoffs and get to the semis.
He doesn't, nope. And the real good programs know that it's our version of the preseason type thing.
Yeah, heck yes.
Yeah.
But and then there's this thing out here, and I just looked at it, and I'm worried. Is it on schedule?
It is,
Okay.
The biggest thing is, when we look at our turf and our field project and all that stuff is, we know we didn't have to push the construction crews through it because we can't get the turf till August 25th, and that was kind of like a, COVID polls and stuff like that. And really, once that gets here, they throw it on like in a week.
They do, yeah.
So really, it kind of looks bad right now, but and our players have kind of bought into it. I just said, hey, listen, if you want to complain about it, what are you going to do about it?
You can't do anything that you can't
Nothing you can
control.
do about it, and stuff. So that is what it is. But for the long haul, it's going to be really cool.
When you look at the artist conception,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, and it's a shame that but the seniors will be able to play.
They will. I said, you know what? Here's what I told them. To kind of appease them a little bit.
Sure.
When the games are really cool, when the district games, when the playoff games, when it's awesome to play football, we'll be on.
You'll have it, yeah. And which, by the way, who is in your district this year?
So we got kicked west. So
I saw that.
Garing, Scottsbluff, Lexington, Hastings, and us.
Okay. And of course, Scottsbluff, you have to go back out there. You're going to see a lot of Nebraska, aren't you? Go to Omaha. And
Not as much as Scottsbluff.
Oh.
They go to Pius, to Waverly, to. They go to York.
Did Judd ask?
And they go maybe to like a Colorado school down south. He said what I can't remember, 2,800 miles or something. Like that. It's something ridiculous.
I know they're out there, but there's still teams. Oh my
It is.
goodness.
It's
that Pius thing. That used to be Pius, back in the day.
Yeah.
So when you're not on those home games, and where are you playing those? I've heard several different things, and I just want to clarify.
So we have things organized too. Hastings College really took care of us, so we're gonna go down to. So we go on the road. We go to Aurora, to Scott, and then home game versus Seward at Hastings.
Okay.
And then week 4 we host Elkhorn North.
Under the sun. Right?
Yeah, 4 o'clock.
Okay.
We're gonna do 4 o'clock at Senior High, and Central Catholic plays at 7 o'clock. They had, they've always played there. They've kind of had that. So
I even played there. Yeah.
there you go. So we'll go Senior High 4 o'clock. So hey, come get you can get the matinee and the night show.
I will be there because that's a double header.
There you go. I don't know who they're playing. Hopefully it's a good game.
Aquinas, it won't be. Excuse me. But anyway, it should be a great double. I want to see Elkhorn North and Northwest, but when's the last time you played an afternoon game?
Probably Gordon in the playoffs.
Yep.
Kearney Catholic came out a couple times. Remember St. Paul came out there.
But not in Northwest.
They go out there, thought they were falling off the face of the earth.
That's Omaha teams coming west of Lincoln. Come on, we know that. Well, I tell you what, I think things look good. You can't control the injuries.
Yeah.
The personnel. How many kids are actually out between 9 and 12?
Was just right at about 110.
Oh, geez, that's pretty good.
We're actually probably a little bit down from normal. Our freshman class is a little bit smaller than normal, so but there's some good quality ones in there. We gotta. But really, for the most part, you're talking about 20 to 30 in all three classes.
And that's
where we want to kind of keep it at. We got a good. We got a senior class that guys that have kind of waited for in the wings for a time. Austin Payne. Had to sit behind Sam for these years. Came through last year and had some good times and stuff. So we're excited about him. And the Hunter Jensen. Getting the Isaac Simmonses and the Spencer. I said Zach Colby already, but the Spencer Scholes and those type of kids. The Angel Mateers. They've been chomping at the bit, kind of ready to shine.
And what kind? And that's you realize you're going to do that here in Northwest.
Yeah.
And that they get hungry and they're gonna play their tails off for you.
Yeah, they're excited, they're absolutely in love with what Coach Inek's doing defensively. Like the EJ Aarons last year, was kind of a struggle for him, and Teagan, it was a struggle for him last year, just with all the different coverages and whatnot.
Oh,
this year with Coach Carter and Inek, they know right now what they're supposed to be doing. We had a lot of sophomores last year that saw the field for us that are now juniors, and they're little bit seasoned, not as wet,
But still.
Yeah, Tucker and Chase Wiegert and Joe and them, they're the Tyson Brewer and the Zach Maters, they're excited to get going.
Oh, you're a sophomore playing in Northwest. That's valuable game time, man.
Yeah.
Because you'll have it for 2 more years.
Absolutely.
After that. So, well, I tell you what, we're just going to look forward to it. Like I say, we hope no injuries. And this thing, you can't be helped, but coming up through the plants, you hit it on the head, man. They'll have something to be proud of.
Yeah.
I hope it's done by Gearing. I don't see why it wouldn't be. New scoreboard or not?
Not this year. So we're gonna we'll do our lights in our field this year, and hopefully we'll do scoreboard and stands and press box the next year. Then we'll hopefully kind of extend out to the field house.
This is going to be really cool.
Yeah.
The lighting is important to me. I don't know about it.
Long overdue.
How good is it at Aurora? Come on, we know that. He knows that.
Yeah.
He's so happy about getting to the lights.
Yeah. Yep.
So you do with what you're given. So I'm got that new field house, everything. This is going to look like a college, which will warrant a raise for Coach Kevin Stein.
Oh boy, now you're reaching a little bit. Let's just get the project done.
All right. Well, we'll get it done, and then we'll talk about that raise, won't we, Administrator?
Yes. Yeah. We'll put that back here.
Hey, keep grinding, man. I know you're gonna go here. I'll be over there on the sidelines. I hope you don't kick me out at Aurora.
Oh boy.
I'll keep my mouth shut.
I'll be a barn bird. That's kind of exciting. People are like, wow, you're playing Aurora first. Well, first of all, they're C1, and just this is the way it kind of goes. It's been kind of nice because Coach Peterson and I talked, and his kids are excited and kind of a little bit more meaningful in the preseason to kind of practice and stuff, and because I always love our rivalry is respectful. I mean, for that 2.5 hours, it's a little tense, but our kids know their kids. They hang out, they do a lot of stuff together. So there's tons of coaching staffs have tons of respect for each other, and so
I've been on Aurora sidelines when they played other rivals, and they've never said a bad word about Northwest, and I think that's really healthy.
My wife asked me last night, she said, "Well, how's that game gonna go?" And I said, "I tell you what, we'll win or lose by 7 points." That's just the way it's gonna be.
It's gonna be a great first opener. I'll go Friday up north, but the real opener will be a week from Friday.
There you go.
And we'll
make sure you wear some black.
I will wear
be on our sideline.
I will wear black. I've got a black shirt that'll look good. I don't have a Northwest shirt, but I've got.
Oh wait, we'll take care of you.
Yeah, all right. No, I better get that interview with Kyle in next week before that.
Maybe a Northwest shirt and Aurora hat, stand by the uprights.
Yeah, There you go.
All right.
It'll work out. Kevin, thank you.
Hey, appreciate it.
Coach Stein.
Yeah.
So another one in the books for Northwest High. It's going to be a great season for the Vikings. You're going to have to follow them a little bit this year to different venues, but when it's done, they'll be right here. So for Coach Kevin Stein, Kennedy on the camera, Bobby Mills with theindependent.com. We'll see you next time on Endzone Online.